Hello, and welcome to Strike, a brief history of the Workers' War. I'm your host, Tim Phillippe. We started this brief show to help amplify stories of organized labor to a world that is slowly being crushed under the boot of capitalist behavior. Capitalism has been around for a long time and isn't going away anytime soon. But neither is the workers' revolution, something that traces its roots back to the earliest days of civilization. To keep up with these stories, you can subscribe to the ATP Presents channel on YouTube or listen wherever you get your podcasts. In our first episode, we're going back over 3,000 years to the sun-scorched sands of ancient Egypt. There, a group of artisans in a secluded desert village carried out an act of bravery that would become the first recorded labor strike in human history. This is the story of Deir el-Medina. Strike! 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 On the west bank of the Nile, across from what is now present-day Luxor, lie Deir el-Medina, a village built for the elite artisans who constructed the tombs of the pharaohs in the Valley of the Kings. These weren't enslaved laborers either. These were free citizens as well as highly skilled workers such as craftsmen, stonemasons, and painters who were paid by the state in rations, mostly grain. The village was isolated, a necessary precaution to keep the secrets of the royal tomb construction hidden from the outside world. Deir el-Medina even had its own local court system, overseen by foremen and scribes, which often dealt with civil matters, especially disputes over delayed payments. But during the reign of Ramesses III, things began to unravel. By his 29th year on the throne, around 1159 BCE, Egypt was facing economic turmoil. Wars, corruption, and a strained treasury led to inflation and food shortages, and eventually, even the royal tomb builders felt the pinch. Contrary to some modern beliefs, workers are not machines. They're people. Shocking, I know. And when people go unpaid and unfed, they don't just get hangry, they get righteously angry. And when they've had enough, they act. In a bold and unprecedented move, the artisans of Deir el-Medina put down their tools and marched out of the village. They staged a sit-in protest at a nearby mortuary temple, refusing to resume their work until they were fed. According to records, 18 days had passed without their rations. The message was simple: we are hungry. This wasn't a minor disruption either. This was organized resistance in a system that was not built to tolerate it. Though officials tried to appease the workers with partial provisions, the problems persisted, leading to multiple strikes in the months to follow. Eventually, the state gave in and rations were delivered, but something had changed. The artisans, no longer willing to rely solely on royal overseers, began to elect their own representatives to negotiate on their behalf, a subtle but powerful shift in worker autonomy. While this wasn't a labor union in the modern sense, it was a clear step towards organized labor representation in the 12th century BCE. And so we close this chapter on an ancient rebellion, one that echoed throughout the ages, long before picket signs and union dues. Join us next time as we fast forward to 1619 and explore the Jamestown Polish craftsman strike, the first labor protest in what would become the United States. And yes, we did want to cover the 1538 cobbler's strike, but all we could find was a nearly illegible newspaper clipping. So if you have any leads, drop them in the comments. I'm Tim Phillippe, and this has been Strike, a brief history of the Workers' War. Thanks for watching, remember to subscribe, and join a union if you can.